World saving is the game. Silverstone is the name. Secret agent status.
You think I could cut it as an actor?
What, are you kidding me? You were terrific.
Really? It's hard to tell, you know. With music, it's like, when you nail it, you know it. But acting is a totally different thing.
Beyonce, trust me. You are natural.
You tell me if I were totally whack, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. None.
Oh, but thank you for being honest. See you later.
Lee Thompson Young was born on February 1st, 1984, in Columbia, South Carolina, to his mother, Velma Love, and his father, Tommy Scott Young. When he was 8 years old, his mom and dad would divorce. He would go to live with his mom, and she would notice that her son had a natural talent for entertainment. He loved to perform and to put on a show. He would do acting, poems, speeches, tell stories, and at the age of 10, he was cast as Martin Luther King in a local play called A Night of Stars and Dreams, and now he knew what he wanted to do with his life. There was no doubt, and his mom, she believed in him too. She could see that he was a special talent, and one day he came to his mom with the idea of getting business cards, and his mom was like, well, what exactly would you put on your business cards? He was like, Mama, I put Lee Thompson Young, actor, poems, stories, and speeches.
Well, he would just kind of seek out wherever he could get an audience, and he would perform. He would tell stories, he would do poetry, he would do speeches.
His mom could see that he had something special inside of him, and when he came to her at the age of 12 and asked to move to New York City in order to further his career, she believed in him so much, she agreed to do that. And just 1 year after moving to New York, he would be signed to a talent agency. And not too long after that, he would land his very first commercial with McDonald's. And according to his mom, when they was doing a conference call and she got the information saying that he was gonna be in the commercial, she just screamed on the phone because she was so excited. And his sister, she was proud of him too. She was there behind the scenes, pushing him. They all believed in him. Lee would land another commercial for Robitussin, and this would be the one that would change his life. And you may ask, how could a Robitussin commercial change somebody's life? Well, it was a TV producer by the name of Caswell Hyman watching, and when he seen Lee Thompson Young, he knew that he had the lead actor for his upcoming TV show that he had been writing called The Famous Jett Jackson. Now, this is a spinoff of a TV show from the early 90s called Ghostwriter, and Caswell always had the idea of taking the character of Jamal and giving him his own TV show. And when he seen Lee Thompson Young, he knew that he had his man for the lead role. And what made this special is because it was with Disney Channel, and it would be the flagship TV show, the first one on the network. They were trying to compete against Nickelodeon. The Famous Jett Jackson was a hit right out the gate, and each year the fan base would grow more and more. And although it was a Disney Channel TV show, it still had a little bit of substance where it could tackle issues such as being black in America. There was an episode where Lee Thompson Young's character, Jett Jackson, was wrongfully arrested by police, but once they realized that he was a movie star, they let him go.
Sad fact is, despite how far we've come in the last 40 years, a young black man living in the community is still far more likely to find himself in the back of a cop car than the back of a limo.
Today, I saw some things that
things I tried to protect you from. You think I don't know what it means to be a black man in America?
The Famous Jett Jackson never had a decline in ratings. The popularity actually continued to grow, and Lee Thompson Young would be nominated for multiple awards. But despite the success of the show, Disney had a rule that after 65 episodes, TV shows would be canceled no matter what. They say it has something to do with budget. They would later change this rule, but at the time, that's what it was for the Jett Jackson TV show. And in 2001, it came to an end. And not only that, Lee Thompson Young's mom had begun to see some changes in his behavior, and they sought medical attention, and he was eventually diagnosed with bipolar disorder. This was in his late teens, but despite his diagnosis, he would continue to work and he would continue to get treatment. He would go to therapy, he would take his medications, and he stayed busy as an actor. This wasn't a story of a person who had a hit show as a child, but then wasn't able to find work. Lee continued to work constantly, and he would be seen in multiple films throughout the years. In 2004, he was in Friday Night Lights, and in 2006, he played the role of Devon Harris in Aquila and the Bee. And in 2007, he would play the role of Delmar Del Reed in the film The Hills Have Eyes Too. And he would work consistently over the next decade, making appearances in TV shows such as Lincoln Heights, Smallville. He had multiple episodes on the TV show Scrubs. And in 2010, he would get another big break on a new TV show titled Rizzoli and Isles. He would be playing the role of Detective Barry Frost, and this would make him a main character in a major network TV show once again. So things in his career were going very well, and life seemed to be good for Lee Thompson Young, especially on the videos where he would show the set of Rizzoli and Isles and how everybody got along on the show and how much everybody enjoyed him being around.
Hello, everybody out there. Hey, this is Lee Thompson Young, and today is my first day back on the set of Rizzoli and Isles, and I'm gonna go in and get ready for another fun day on the set. So come on, let's go. So here we are. We're getting close to the set, and I'm just walking up now to my trailer, as you can see here. Can you see that? Detective Frost, Detective Barry Frost. That's my character. That's who I play on TV.
And despite Lee being in Hollywood ever since he was a kid and having an extremely hectic schedule, he still managed to attend the University of Southern California, where he majored in cinematic arts, and he also pledged to the fraternity Kappa Alpha Psi. But even though Lee had the reputation of being a great person who could put a smile on your face when you was feeling down, behind his smile, he was still fighting his demons of his bipolar diagnosis. According to his mom, he would reach out to her and tell her when he was feeling down, but she said after a few weeks, he would always pick himself back up and everything would seem normal. And his sister too, she said he would reach out, but after checking on him for a few days, he would be back to normal, so they would assume that everything was okay. But unfortunately, on August 19th, 2013, Lee Thompson Young would fail to show up to film an episode of Rizzoli and Isles, which was definitely not like him. He was very professional. His manager would contact police to do a well-being check because he couldn't get a hold of him either. And they went over to his Los Angeles apartment, and when they finally got inside, that's where they found him with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He had taken his own life. The police would contact his mom and his sister, and they were both very devastated because even though he had his battles with depression, he never hurt himself before. He never threatened to do it, so it was still a shock. And the Paramount Studios, where he was filming his TV show, they held a memorial in his memory. And according to his mom and his sister, even though Lee had to move to New York to further his career as a kid, he always had love in his heart for his hometown, Columbia, South Carolina. And that's why his mom and his sister started the Lee Thompson Young Foundation there to bring mental health awareness.
We know Lee wasn't the only one, and for them to see everything that he accomplished in the 29 years, I mean, it's more than some people accomplished their whole lives, that he accomplished in 29 years, and he was able to do that even with the mental illness. And yes, it ended tragically, but, you know, through that, we're inspired.
You never know what a person is going through, and mental health is very important to everyone. And if you need help, don't be afraid to reach out. Keep fighting, and please don't ever give up. Lee Thompson Young was a rising star, and who knows how far he could have went. And it's sad, and he was only 29 years old when he died. Rest in peace, man.